We're concerned about the removal of the Connex boxes. Removing those containers allows people to walk straight across. We have some direct and specific challenges, and this adds to our already full plate. Going back to early 2022, the mayor and I had the opportunity to sit down with Secretary Mayorkas. And when he was here in Yuma to do a border tour, he acknowledged our concerns. We had drugs coming across that area, and we had the human trafficking, and then we had large numbers of people camping out when the numbers grew and Border Patrol wasn't able to process. So he made commitments to us to complete the walls in those areas or to complete the fence. And you need to remember that all of that material is sitting on the ground waiting to be erected. It's all constructed, it's all put together, the panels are built. And so he said it shouldn't take long. We kept following up. We had an additional conversation about 4 months later. And he said, well, contracts were being administered, and they should be able to get everything taken care of by August, September. So we were biding our time. It didn't happen. I shared that with Governor Ducey and also shared with him the concerns that we had from the agricultural community as they were beginning to plant. We absolutely must keep people out of our agricultural production areas for food security. They are completely exposed right there. And if these Connex boxes come down, they would be forced to hire security again. People felt more secure, and they were happy that action was being taken, that they hadn't been forgotten about, because it had been, months since the commitments were made to us that these areas were going to be closed up, and nothing happened. And so Border Patrol was actually able to detail people to that one area where people were coming across, and then redeploy their manpower to those other areas to focus on the human and the drug trafficking. Governor Ducey took action because the feds wouldn't. It's lamentable that the state had to set aside resources and appropriate state funds to take care of something that's a federal responsibility. It was temporary, and that was why it was a perfect solution, because they locked together and they can be unlocked and they can be moved. It was temporary. The state should not have had to act. Now, because of Governor Ducey's actions, the administration, who said not one more foot of fence or not one more wall will be constructed, is now finally having to act. And they're having to acknowledge to a certain degree the challenge that we have here along the border. They have failed to live up to any of their commitments so far, so I'm not holding my breath. This is the commitment that the Secretary made to us. The wall sections are sitting right here. He was able to see them with his own eyes. They've already been bought and paid for. The contractors are still sitting on site. Can't anybody do anything in order to, give us that additional security? It doesn't even begin to address, the illegal immigration, but, keeping those barriers in place and funneling to one specific spot and giving the advantage to Border Patrol is critical. My biggest fear is that the cartels and individuals from around the world see it as an open invitation to crash our border, and that the human smuggling and the narcotic smuggling would escalate and destabilize this area to a point where it is dangerous for the citizens of Yuma and dangerous for anybody engaged in any type of activity along the border.